So here I am, trying to get all ready to be in time, and I start 3 minutes late. Typical. Anyway, welcome to the first of my training at 2 sessions, and today it's Monday Motivation Day, and we're going to be talking about something I hear a lot. And when I ask people, how they're getting on with their training, are they doing well, are they doing lots of stuff, and have they, what have they been doing? Actually, what stops them from training their own horses? The thing I hear most often is that they didn't want to do anything because they didn't want to ruin the horse. So they feel that they're not experienced enough or just simply not able enough to train their own horse. So they decided not to do anything at all rather than risk making a mistake. So rather than risk making the horse worse. And it's really interesting because mostly the people that end up talking to me are really unlikely to be the sort of people that will ruin their horse. So honestly, if you've given it that much thought, you're most unlikely to do anything that's seriously going to ruin your horse. Somebody said to me yesterday, I really like something that you say a lot, which is, don't worry, we'll fix that later. And I think there's a lot to be said for looking at things like that, because most often you can simply fix things later. If it's not perfect, it's better to do something than to do nothing. And so if it's not perfect, that's okay, you've done something. Unless you go out and hit your horse over the head with a 2x4, which obviously is going to be really detrimental to its future, then you're probably going to do something positive along the way. I think what probably stops people more than anything is not having a plan. So sort of arriving at the stables or the paddock, wherever you are, and getting your horse and saying, okay, well, I'd like to know flying changes, but I don't really know where to start. I don't know what the first thing is to teach. And I think that's what makes it important to have a sort of plan of where you want to go. So let's say you want to teach flying changes. Well, what you need to do is make sure that you've got all that foundation work that leads up to the flying changes, because you can't just go out to a green horse one day and say, right, horse, today we're going to teach flying changes, because it doesn't work like that, does it? The horse needs to know a lot of things before that. So let's have a quick look at what the horse needs to know before that. The horse will need to know canter departures. So the horse will need to be able to pick up the correct lead when asked to do so. So there's some rein and some leg and some seat cues for that the horse needs to know. The horse needs to have shoulder control, because the problem with teaching flying changes without enough shoulder control is that you can't actually stop one shoulder moving. So if I'm cantering left and I want to do a flying change to the right, I need to be able to stop the right shoulder moving in order to just talk to the hindquarter. So that's the next thing we need, is independent hindquarter control. Now that means to be able to move the hindquarters without moving the shoulders. And so that, again, it's another step in it. So first of all, what we're going to need is the canter changes to be able to pick up changes. Then we go, pick up leads. Then we're going to need the horse to be soft in the bridle and round and travelling in a nice soft frame, rather than with head up and its back hollow, because we're never going to get the hindquarters to engage if the horse isn't nice and soft and lifting its back. So that's the second thing we need. So we've got canter lead departures, and then we've got a give to the bed. And then we've got shoulder control, and then we've got hindquarter control. Now once we have all these things, we can then say to the horse, right, you're cantering on the left lead. Now what I want you to do, and I'm going to talk to your hindquarters, because the canter lead comes from the hindquarters, I want you to change and canter on the right lead. So rather than going out to teach flying lead changes, go out and teach the first thing you need. The first thing you need is to make sure your horse can pick up both leads. Then you need to go and teach give to the bit work, so your horse is soft in the bridle and nice and round and using its back properly. Then shoulder control, because you can't move one hindquarter from the left to the right if you can't stop the shoulder moving. In order, you know, really with most of the training, we break everything down to talking to one foot. So unless I can stop the shoulders moving, I can't just talk to one hind quarter foot. So that's the next thing, is shoulder control and then hind quarter control. And then you put them all together and you get the flying lead change. So coming back to the statement that was, I didn't want to ruin my horse, so I didn't do anything. Really, if you work out what it is you want to teach, because you always want to teach something, you always want your horse to do something. You know, let's say you've just got a companion horse and you'd like it to tie up nicely, or you'd like it to tie up and not pull back. There's something you want to teach. So you need to work out what the steps are involved to do that. So let's take that example. Perhaps the horse's tie is pulling back when it's tied up because it has a history of that. And you've decided, well, you'll tie it to a piece of